are you? Often the first question you get asked when you meet another human being, and you can respond by answering with your name or your occupation, maybe telling them a little bit about your past, or you can indulge them with some of the most integral parts of your identity. But none of these answers are adequate answers to the question, who are you? The most fundamental question of every human being. Because every human soul is so deep and so vast and so infinite and mysterious, there's no way we can ever summarize one, much less understand one. I mean, I don't even understand myself, given my constant mood swings and inexplicable desires and fears, so I'm not going to understand anybody else. And then what about this God fellow? Who is he? Or she, maybe? And how does he relate to us? Now, John Green has noted that some infinities are bigger than other infinities. So if every human soul is infinite, as we've noted they are, and God created every human soul, then he is even more infinite than we are. He's way bigger than we can ever fathom. But even though God is totally unknowable, he longs for his children to know him. This is a great paradox. I'd like to take a look at something that Paul had to say on this front, the Apostle Paul. To give you some context, he's been traveling around the known world telling people his beliefs about Jesus Christ. And he's currently talking to the philosophers in Athens, in this verse we're going to look at. And he has summarized to them everything that he believes God to be as creator, and as friend, and as counselor. And he tells the philosophers that God's purpose for everything that he is and does was for the nations to seek after God, and perhaps feel their way toward him and find him, though he's not far from any one of us. We can't know God. We can't. But he asks us to seek after him and perhaps find him anyway. Let me tell you something. I'm wrong. I am wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. All of us are wrong about something at some point in our lives. It doesn't mean we're wrong about everything, but we certainly don't know all the answers. Paul didn't have all the answers. But God doesn't expect us to have all the answers. And that's good news. But what he does ask us to do is to seek after him. Why? Why should I seek after this massive thing that is utterly unknowable and incomprehensible? What's the point? If all of the greatest thinkers of human history collaborating together and building on each other's ideas have not reached a consensus about who God is, or if he even exists, why should I seek after him? Why? I think the journey is worth it. I have found something utterly fulfilling about the experience of trying to find this massive, mysterious thing. And I take some comfort in the fact that I'm wrong, and the fact that I will fail. This allows me to set aside my perfectionist tendencies and just take a risk and just ask, who is God? And ask these huge questions and be willing to fall. And I invite all of you to do the same thing. Wherever you are, because we're all in very different places. We all believe very different things. Every human does. But it's exhilarating to step outside of the comfort zone of your own beliefs and to ask someone else what they believe and to engage in the dialogue. God asks us to seek after him and perhaps to find him, though he's not far from any one of us. I believe that God is simultaneously transcendent and personal. He's massive, and yet he stoops down to listen to our prayers, and he reaches out to take our hands. So soften your hearts, open your minds to the immense possibilities that could be God. I would like to close in a prayer, If you would like to join me, I encourage you to do so, but do not feel pressured to do so. God, thank you for this opportunity to be here together, for bringing together this group of very different people and helping us to love and respect each other despite our differences. And thank you for inviting us to explore who you may or may not be. And I pray that you would soften our hearts and make us receptive to different ideas and help us to explore and perhaps to draw near to you. We love you. Amen.